Hey, it's Ryan with Goodwin Racing, and this is the new Fab9 GT Turbo Kit. This is a newcomer to the market, and this is kind of aimed at basically making it possible to turbocharge your NC, your 2006 to 2015 MX-5, for a reasonable amount of money. It's $1,000, $2,000 less than a lot of the kits that have been out there in the past. There have never been a whole lot of options for turbo kits, but of the couple that are out there, this is definitely a more budget-oriented option, which we think is really cool. It is a complete kit. Turbo is a Garrett GT 2860 that comes standard in the kit. Really nice beefy cast manifold included. That's a top mount. That beefy manifold is really important. There's a lot of kits that will come with a welded manifold that ends up cracking at some point in its life, and that just raises your cost of your kit over time even more because you have to keep replacing that. That thing is super beefy. It's never going to crack. Nice feature to have in a kit at this price. The downpipe is actually designed to mate up to our Roadster Sport exhaust. So there is no custom work that needs to be done with the exhaust. You don't have to cut your exhaust and weld something on to mate up to the downpipe or anything. That is just a bolt-on solution. So if you've already got a Roadster Sport exhaust, or if you're looking at Roadster Sport exhaust on our website, any of our mid pipes are going to mount up to this and just bolt together. Intake piping is all included with the kit. You get your silicone couplers and your piping. Keep in mind that this kit is actually a pre-production version, so this is all bare aluminum, but the production versions will be powder coated, and installation is really simple and straightforward. You do have to hole saw, I believe it's a 3.5-inch hole on this side, just underneath the bumper for this hot side intercooler pipe to get over to the intercooler. And then the cold side actually passes through a hole that's already there. That's there from the factory to get over to the throttle body. That's about the extent of the custom work that you've got to do. So it's a really straightforward install. If you've installed turbos before, you know how much of a pain they can be depending on the design. So Fab9 put a lot of thought into making this an easy kit to install. Also on that subject of easy installs, really cool thing about this being a top mount and everything is that the turbo can actually be assembled on the manifold and the downpipe to the turbo outside the car. You can get all your fasteners tight, all those fasteners that you normally can't even get to. You're struggling to get a wrench on it. You're busting your knuckles up and you're struggling and swearing at the car. You can actually just do it all with it off the car, and then you disconnect your driver's side engine mount, jack that engine up about 1 inch on the passenger side, and drop the whole assembly in and bolt it to the engine. That is a really cool feature. You don't usually get that sort of ease of installation with a turbo kit. This fits the 2-liter and the 2.5. We've got this installed on a junkyard $500 2.5-liter engine that we've got in this project car. Now, as far as fuel goes, the standard injectors that this kit will come with are 550cc. That will get the job done if you're doing standard pump gas. If you want to run E85 like we're doing in this car, there is an optional upgrade for an 800cc D-Works injector. That will work for you if you're doing E85, if you want to turn the boost up and you need more fuel, anything like that. If you are going to run E85, we'd recommend also upgrading the pump in the tank with the D-Works 300, which is what we've also done in this car. And you'll notice that we've got a bunch of heat shielding here. The turbo blanket, this is a PTP turbo blanket. We would recommend this if you're going to do, high performance kind of autocross or track use. And you also notice that we've got some heat shielding around here. We took this car and really sort of push this kit beyond what it's kind of intended for. We decided to run this at Circuit of the Americas. It's got mile-long straights designed for F1 cars. This kit is aimed at, as I said, being your average enthusiast type of mixed-use sort of kit. And on the street, we had zero issues when we were tuning, driving the car around on the street. In and out of boost, no heat issues. But if you're going to be really pushing it hard at the track, yeah, you do end up heat soaking things, and so we'd really recommend the blanket, and we'd also recommend that we added some heat shielding to the valve cover here. We've got some heat shielding on the hoses. If you're building a full-on track car, then you do want to do some additional heat shielding and really address that heat soak potential. But if it's a street car, throw the blanket on there, or street or autocross car, etc. Throw the blanket on there, and you should be good to go. You can find this kit on goodwinracing.com. We've also got a contact us form on the website. So if you've got any questions, you want to discuss details, anything like that, we'll be happy to talk you through your particular build, how you're using the car, what's right for you. And we'll talk to you soon.